Hi guys, welcome back to Byte Review. The last time I showed you what was in my tech bag, it was pretty much 2 years ago, and things have changed quite a lot since then, so I thought what better time than now to show you what I'm currently using for 2019. My current bag of choice is the OnePlus Travel Bag. I spent like a silly amount of time trying to find the right backpack for me, which kind of had everything I needed at the right price, and this one seemed to fit the bill. I'm a big fan of the stealthy black look with the red catches and stuff, and I think it's stealthy enough to not scream that it's absolutely packed with technology, which I think is really important if you've got a lot of expensive stuff in one bag. OnePlus have really stuffed an absolute load of pockets in here, and they've kind of thought of everything that you would possibly want to carry, and it could be because they're a tech company first, but I think the backpack is probably one of the best products they've put out in quite a while. My favourite part of this whole bag though is the hidden pocket towards the front. It's perfect for things like a passport if you're heading out on a longer trip, or for things you just want to keep out of sight. So this is what I've been using for the past few months now, and I've been loving it. So first up is my MacBook Pro, which is handily kept in this kind of laptop sleeve part at the back, which I really like. You can get loads of stuff in there, but it's perfect for a laptop. This is a mid-2014 MacBook Pro, and it's pretty much my workhorse for my day job. I'd be completely lost without it. As I don't edit videos on here, I really haven't felt the need to upgrade. It's absolutely fine for presentations and documents and email, and for the light bits of photo editing that I do. It also has a fantastic array of ports. Because it's a slightly older model, you do get the SD card slot, which is amazing, HDMI, 2 USB-As, a couple of Thunderbolt ones, and obviously the much missed MagSafe port. So it's one of the last MacBooks, I think, before Apple went totally nuclear on all of the ports and just going for USB-C. But anyway, I still use it every day and it is still being fantastic. If it's going to be a lighter day, I'll just take my iPad Pro. This is the 11-inch 2018 model, and I very recently just picked up a keyboard for it as well, which has made it a lot more of a laptop replacement to a point, I guess. I still can't rely on it completely, and I still don't think you should choose one of these over a laptop in general, but it's still a fantastic product and it's an absolute pleasure to use. Moving to the front pocket of the bag, I have a few quick access accessories which I think are generally really useful. The first one is this Kingston Nucleum USB-C adapter. There's absolutely loads of these kicking around, but I think this one's really good because it has USB-C power pass-through. So if you're using a device that only has one USB-C slot, like one of the new iPad Pros or one of those really slim MacBooks, you can still charge and use this at the same time if you're in a pinch, which is really nice. There's a really good range of ports on offer here too. There's 2 USB-As, an HDMI, 2 USB-Cs, and most importantly to me, a full-sized SD card slot and a micro SD card slot. Super useful if you're transferring something like GoPro or drone footage to your iPad or your MacBook, or for just general camera transfers from SD cards. It's got a sturdy metal design to it, and it's kind of got that weighty heft to it, which just kind of shouts it's really nicely built and has got that good quality to it. So this is the Kingston Nucleum, and definitely worth a look if you're in the market for a USB-C multi-port adapter. In the first pocket within that front pocket is, I guess, a bit of a boring necessity now, and probably something everyone should carry with them if you've got lots of tech stuff, is a power bank. I carry the Anker Power Bank 10,000, which I've actually had for a couple years now. It served me well over that time, and I haven't noticed any dips in its charge retention since then, which is really good. Despite its not so exciting appeal, it can charge my camera or my phone or my drone or any other manner of USB devices. So yeah, not overly exciting, but I really can't complain at this one. In the second little pouch in there, I do have the very awesome Apple AirPods. This is the first generation one. I didn't really see the need to go off to the second generation pair since they come out, and I absolutely love them. I was initially so skeptical about getting a pair, but last year when I finally did buy into them, they pretty much become my daily headphones and I absolutely love them. I generally keep them in this little Lego case, which has got a little hanger on it there, pretty much just so I can hang it on the pegboard there, but it also adds a little layer of protection too. Lego have a huge range of colours as well, so it's definitely worth checking out if you're a bit bored of the white AirPod case. Moving over to the main pocket of the bag now, and the first things I have are these TaoTronics BH0 noise cancelling headphones. So if I feel like the AirPods aren't quite cutting it and I need to get a bit more away from everybody, I'll whack these on. Sound-wise, these are actually pretty good, and I'm sure the response will please most people. The soundstage is defined nicely, vocals are clear, and instrument separation is obvious enough. They are quite bass heavy though, so much so that I actually ended up turning it down within the Spotify app. I actually found towards the lower end things did feel a little loose and muddy. Sound leaks quite badly too, so if you've got anything on with loud guitars, people are going to hear that around you. However, the noise cancellation is really good at drowning those outside noises, and the battery life has been pretty excellent. Not to mention they charge in an absolute flash. 5 minutes will give you around 2 hours of listening, but if you wait around 45 minutes, they'll charge up all the way to give you 30 hours of playback, which is awesome. The only downsides are that they do use mini USB to charge up, which is slightly annoying, and the buttons along the sides feel a little bit cheap. Also, the active noise cancelling is done on its own separate switch, and you need to make sure you switch that off as well as switching off the headphones, otherwise it will drain the battery life even though they're off, which is a bit of a weird one, but it's just a simple switch. You just need to make sure you flick it off before you leave the headphones. Also buried in the main pouch is my Sony A6300, which I keep in this smaller pouch here. I've recently just switched to the Sony A7 III, which is what I'm filming with right now, so this has become my full-time backup camera. I keep the 35mm 1.8 on here pretty much all the time, and it's mainly used for all the Instagram posts you see on my account. The A6300 really has been a fantastic camera, and I can't really sing its praises high enough. I've pretty much used this on the channel for the last 2 years non-stop, with pretty much just this lens on it as well, and I really can't complain. The 4K footage out of the A6300 is still wonderful. There's a really good selection of slow motion options, and for stills it's still really fantastic. Backing that up, I have the Manfrotto Pixie tripod, which I actually can't show you right now because I'm using it right now at the moment to film me, but this is a fantastic little gadget. It's small, light, and a sturdy little tripod, which seems to continually surprise me with the amount of use I get out of it. If I'm not using it as a tripod, it's holding up a microphone, being used as a grip, or doing something else which is just otherworldly useful. I can't recommend it enough. It's definitely worth picking one up. There are obviously pockets within the main inside pocket, and annoyingly for me, I have to carry around a lightning cable, a mini USB cable, and a USB-C cable, as all the gadgets I carry like to use different ports. And on top of that, sometimes I have to take my MacBook charger, so it's just cable land in there sometimes. I'm not quite at that future level where I'm just using USB-C yet, but for now I've got to carry all 3 different types. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I enjoy shooting film cameras every now and then. So in the hidden pocket of the OnePlus backpack, I do like to carry around the GR1V from Ricoh. This is a small compact film camera. I don't use it all the time, but it's nice to have on you, especially if we're going out for a trip for the day. I would love to carry the AE1 with me at all times, but this one's a bit of a beast compared to this one, and it's kind of heavy as well, so there's just nowhere to really store it. So for me, it is the GR1V. Despite them not really going in my bag, I generally switch between 2 phones, which is the original iPhone X and the Google Pixel 3. I love both of these devices for different reasons. The Google Pixel for the camera, obviously, and the iPhone for the general Apple ecosystem. So I'll switch it up depending on how I feel. I would carry both, but I feel that's a little bit overkill, and getting the same notification twice generally does my head in, so it's just something that I don't bother doing. So that generally rounds off everything in my day-to-day tech bag. Like I mentioned before, I've really worked on slimming down the amount of stuff that I take with me, which helps me just stay a bit more focused on day-to-day tasks rather than thinking about which gadget to use. The good thing about that is if I need to take something else with me, like a drone or more lenses for my camera or a monitor, then there's plenty of space left in there to do so. So there it all is. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, pop it a like. If you loved it, pop a sub, you know the drill. And I will see you all in the next one.